Imagine this for a second. It's 1865. No airplanes, no satellites, no rockets. Now imagine standing alone in the Montana wilderness when a blinding object tears across the sky, explodes mid-air, shakes the earth, and crashes into the mountains. And when you finally reach the impact site, you don't find a meteor. You find something carved into compartments, covered in strange hieroglyphics, with glass-like fragments and dark liquid stains. This isn't science fiction. This was printed in an American newspaper over 150 years ago. And the object? It may still be sitting undiscovered in the mountains of Montana. Most people who've heard this story think it happened in Missouri. That's wrong. When newspapers said Upper Missouri River Country, they meant Montana, where the Missouri River actually begins. That single misunderstanding may have buried one of the oldest UFO crash reports in American history. And today, we're going to break it all down. Our story begins with James Lumley, an old Rocky Mountain trapper, a man who lived outdoors, a man who knew the land. In September of 1865, Lumley was trapping near Cadott Pass, known today as Rogers Pass, northwest of present-day Great Falls, Montana. This area is now part of what we call the Bob Marshall Wilderness, still remote, rugged, and largely unexplored. Just after sunset, Lumley looked up. What he saw wasn't a shooting star. It was a bright, luminous object, moving rapidly eastward, visible for at least 5 full seconds, an eternity in sky-watching terms. Then suddenly, it exploded mid-air, breaking into pieces like a massive skyrocket. Minutes later, a violent explosion shook the ground beneath his feet. The forest roared as if hit by a tornado. A powerful wind surged, then stopped instantly, and the air filled with a strong, sulphurous odor. That alone would haunt most people. But Lumley hadn't seen the worst part yet. The next day, Lumley followed the direction of the blast. What he found looked like a path of annihilation. A swath through the forest several rods wide. Giant trees snapped or uprooted. Hilltops shaved off. Earth plowed and gouged. This wasn't a fallen rock. This was something that traveled, tearing through terrain before stopping. And at the end of that scar, he found it. Embedded into the side of a mountain was what Lumley described as an immense stone. But this stone was wrong. It was divided into compartments, carved with strange hieroglyphics, surrounded by glass-like fragments, stained with dark liquid residue. Lumley was confident these markings were made by intelligent hands. Not erosion, not geology, not nature. Something built this. And it wasn't human technology, at least not from 1865. The story appeared in the Missouri Democrat on October 19th, 1865. And surprisingly, the newspaper didn't mock it. Instead, it openly speculated. What if meteors are inhabited? What if they're vehicles? What if beings from other worlds use them to explore space? They even warned that one day, beings from another planet might arrive and treat humanity the way Europeans treated the New World. That's not modern UFO logic. That's Victorian-era cosmic anxiety. Here's the chilling part. The crash site was described near Cadott Pass, modern Rogers Pass, northwest of Great Falls, Montana. Great Falls later became home to Malmstrom Air Force Base, the same base where UFOs were reported hovering nuclear missiles were mysteriously shut down in the 1950s and 60s. Coincidence? Or location memory? Final thoughts. Is it still there? The Bob Marshall Wilderness remains vast, remote, and largely untouched. If Lumley's story was accurate, if that object really embedded itself into a mountainside, then there's a real possibility that one of the oldest reported UFO crash sites in history is still out there, waiting, not buried by time, but buried by misunderstanding, and maybe by design.